A bold prediction here, Nick. So this is gonna burn some ears because this guy's the fantasy darling, as you like to
Oh, the
say.
biggest darling in there,
This guy caught on fire in terms of hype earlier this offseason. I think he's still on fire. It might be cooling off a little bit, but people are still pretty high on him. So let the people know what this bold prediction is.
Yeah, Chris Godwin, the love of everybody's life these days, is just a little too hyped in my opinion. Now, that doesn't mean I'm down on Godwin as a player. 6'1" frame, plays well contestedly, moves pretty well, body control in the air. There's rumors he's going to go into the slot where we had that invaluable Larry Fitzgerald stretch run of 100-plus catches for 3 straight years. So if Godwin's manning that, and they're already talking about he's going to be a 100-catch guy and all that, then you know what? Maybe he does break out and have a huge season, but he's starting to go, round 4 around guys like Stephon Diggs and Thielen and these established guys we've seen dominate for strong stretch runs. We have no guarantee that Chris Godwin's going to get any of that done. I mean, yes, he's in a decent setup, but Mike Evans is the fucking guy there. Like, he's been a beast. He's going to continue to be a beast. I have no doubt about that. Arians does like to run it in the red zone, so a lot of these people saying Godwin's such a red zone monster. I mean, Arians loves red, and I know me and you both love O.J. Howard, who I think is the true number 2 to Mike Evans' number 1. So if he can stay healthy all year, then it's a no-brainer. There's no way Chris Godwin's going to be finishing up. He's getting drafted inside the top 20 receivers right now. So, I mean, yes, you always want to be ahead of the breakout. You want to get the guys and look smart. And with like Kyler Murray, you don't want to buy him at their ceilings. But right now, I feel like everyone's buying Chris Godwin at what his ceiling is. If he has a Stephon Diggs season, then that's awesome and that's what you hope for. But you don't want to pay for that. Whereas you buy Diggs, you're like, okay, I know my floor is right around here and I have this huge ceiling. I think everyone's buying Godwin way too high for a guy that hasn't really proven anything yet. He had some nice catches, some nice plays, 900 yards or so last year. But the other guy is Corey Davis, who somehow, some way, I guess he doesn't have as much hype and as much puff as Chris Godwin, but people just find a reason to justify it for this guy, and I have not seen one single fucking shred of evidence that this guy will ever be
I think I know
anything.
who you're talking about, by the way.
Corey Davis.
No. You're taking a shot at the Duck, right? Matt?
Oh, the Duck. Yeah, Duck, you know your boy Duck.
He loves Corey Davis. He swears by him. I
mean,
don't know why.
he's coming on our pod. I keep trying to get him on, but he keeps kind of scurrying away into his little duck hole and hiding from me. I'm trying to get Duck on to debate this. I don't get why I'm on the record as calling him the most overrated player in fantasy. I'm about 30 spots lower on my big board than the expert consensus. He's topped 10.5 PPR points last year 4 times as compared to, 5 week runners. He had more weeks under 5 fantasy points than he did weeks over 10 fantasy points. Some of those weeks looked great. He looks like that dominant alpha that we've all been waiting for, making contested catches over my Patriots players. The reason my hatred burns just so deep was I dropped him because I was so sick. It was, a hate cut when you're just like, I shouldn't cut this guy because it's Corey Davis and, I spent a lot on him, but you're just so sick of him that you're like, fuck you, and you cut him and you're just furious and it feels so good.
Let someone else waste a roster spot. Fuck this.
My opponent picked him up and played him when he was facing the Patriots. He puts up like 30 against me. And so now I doubly hate him. He ruined my season and then ruined it again after I cut him. So awful. So I have that burning hatred, but part of it too is like, why is everyone excusing Mariota? What's Mariota ever done other than get hurt? Even when he's healthy, he's had one decent year passing. The guy's never thrown he's only top 20 TDs once in his career. He's had 300 plus yards in 7 career games in 4 seasons. It is now. They've ranked 21st, 28th, and 31st in pass attempts. Arthur Smith comes in and says we're going to run an ugly offense where we just grind out wins on the back of Derrick Henry, which is what it should be when you got an absolute horse like Derrick Henry in the backfield. I just don't see any reason why Corey Davis, who's going ahead guys like Tyler Boyd, Robbie Anderson, Mike Williams, as well as Chris Godwin. I'd rather have Boyd, Anderson, Williams, and my love, Christian Kirk.
Wait, Corey Davis, his current ADP is in the 9th round, by the way. It's back in the 9th round.
Oh, is it? I must be looking at something different because I have him in like the top 60, 70.
No. His ADP right now is 909 and half PPR leagues. He's going behind Mecole Hardman, behind DK Metcalf, behind N'Keal Harry, behind Larry Fitzgerald. So
okay, so
at that price,
then that's not bad. What do you use for ADP? Because that's not what mine is telling me right. Okay, so Fantasy Football Calculator, I was just looking at the Fantasy Pros because I do my rankings with their tool, and it tells you like, you're 30 spots below. So I guess he's going right where I kind of have him ranked on Calculator, which is, whatever. Take Corey Davis. I take all those other guys you just said above him. But in Fantasy Pros, including the expert ECR, the experts ranking, he's right around experts 65 for Corey Davis. Like, I don't know. A lot of people seem to keep giving this guy a shot at redemption and a reason to, and I don't buy it. What's Godwin's ADP on Calculator? I gotta start looking at that because I've been only looking at Fantasy Pros.
That's one question I did want to ask you, right? So Godwin, outside of the Rams wide receivers and outside of Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen, Godwin is the first wide receiver on, like, in terms of ADP, who's the number 2 on his team that's going in fantasy drafts right now. So he's going after Tyreek Hill. He's going before Jarvis Landry. He's going before Sammy Watkins. He's going before Mike Williams, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. I think that's a little bit of a stretch there. Would you take Chris Godwin over any of those guys, or would you take...
No, God, no. I'd take Christian Kirk over him. I'll take the guy that I think is going to be the number 1 in this air raid offense that I love. Another guy, Cortland Sutton. What the fuck is... Like, why is everybody all about Cortland Sutton?
Garbage.
There's just these guys that get so hyped, and I don't see it, and I don't understand why. So Godwin, at least I've seen the talent at least. So like I can see if he does man that slot role, and OJ Howard has his injury history pop up. Like, okay, I can see it with Godwin, but Corey Davis and Sutton are 2 guys that just get so much love that I just can never understand. Trying to find exactly what his ADP. I'm looking it up right now. So he's 70 in the ECR, so like 20 or so spots higher.
Who? Chris Godwin?
No, Davis. Godwin's 50.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, ahead of like Lockett and Anderson and all these guys that are just such better breakout candidates, in my opinion.
I agree. I'm a little bit lower on Chris Godwin myself. He's on my updated rankings. He is in my top 24, but I'm lower than where everyone else is taking him. So
Corey Davis is going ahead of David Montgomery in the expert consensus rankings right now.
No. Those are very, very incorrect.
How is that even close? I have Montgomery about 30 spots higher than he is on here, and I have Davis about 30 spots lower. That's like the biggest. I can't look at that. Like, if anybody prints that cheat sheet out and uses that, thank you. Please join my league. That's hideous. Oh. God.
All right.